Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm comparing my Surface Pro 3 to my MacBook Pro 2011. The Surface Pro 3 is a tablet computer, so it's touchscreen, has pen support so you can draw or write notes on it. The MacBook Pro is a conventional laptop, no touchscreen, and a keyboard attached to it. So price wise, the Surface Pro 3 cost me £200 from eBay, but then you add on the £50 to pay for the keyboard, and you'd have to get a pen if you wanted a pen, so it'll be £250 plus for me. The MacBook Pro cost me £100 with everything included. Everything included means the charger included and the laptop. So that's a pretty good price. I want to see which one would be better, or the pros and cons of each one. Now, to the weight, the Surface Pro 3 weighs around 800 grams, while the MacBook Pro is a lot heavier at 2.04 kilograms. And you can feel this weight. The Surface is a lot more portable in that sense. And the MacBook Pro is a heavy laptop compared to the modern ones. So next up is ports. The MacBook Pro comes with a lot of ports. I mean, compared to the Surface Pro, it comes with a lot of ports. So you'll have a MagSafe power port, which we use to charging. Then you have a gigabit Ethernet port, a FireWire 800 port, two USB 2.0 ports, Thunderbolt ports, audio in and out, SD card slot, and Kensington lock. Compared to the Surface Pro 3, which has one USB port, one mini display port, and a headphone jack. So next we're going on to the screens. The Surface Pro has a 2K resolution display compared to the MacBook Pro's less than 1080p resolution. If you require high pixel count for your work, I would not recommend the MacBook Pro. Talking about screens, might as well talk about the size. The MacBook Pro is a 13-inch laptop, while the Surface Pro is a 12-inch tablet. As you can see, the Surface is a lot smaller overall and a lot lighter, so it's a lot more portable than the MacBook. But then this comes to play with the keyboard. So on the MacBook, it's very easy to type on, very nice, got a backlit keyboard, a big trackpad, very nice huge trackpad. I'm a Windows laptop user, so that's compared to that, it's a lot better. So yeah, the key travel's good. The feel is still good after all these years. There's not much wear on the keyboard, and because of the metal chassis, it doesn't flex much when your hands are on there. So it's a very good typing experience. For the Surface Pro, it really depends on which keyboard case you went with. I bought one from Amazon for £50. It's pretty good. Has nice feel to it. Hasn't got as much travel because it hasn't got the depth of the laptop keyboard on the Mac, and the trackpad's a lot smaller. It's a lot more flimsy. It doesn't feel as rigid or as solid as the MacBook's metal chassis one, but it will do the job, and I think it's good to type on. I've used it for a long time, and it gets the job done. If you want to get the real real Surface Pro one, it's going to cost a little bit more. I'm not sure the exact price, but that's why I didn't buy that one, because it costs a little bit more. The keyboard on this one is also detachable, so you can have the Mac and you can have the Surface away from you, and you can just type on your lap, whichever you prefer. It's a lot more flexible in that case, and it's a Bluetooth, so you can connect it to any other device that might need a keyboard. Now let's talk about cooling, because not only does the size of the Mac help with this, it makes a big difference. I'm going to play the sound of the Surface Pro right now. As you can tell, it's a very loud fan, and it turns a lot. It's a very thin device and needs a lot of cooling, and that I think has a single fan that's doing all that work. And my fan sounds a bit broken, a little rickety, and it's kind of hard to get into the back of this device. So it's a bit sketchy right now, noise-wise. But the Mac, quiet. So there's no noise coming from it at all. So that goes to show the size. Size matters. It goes to show that the size is helping a lot of the cooling. Now let's finish off with let's continue the build quality. They're both metal chassis. The Mac has a lot more metal on it, so it's a lot sturdier if you can feel it. But it's also a lot heavier. So both of them are very premium feeling laptops, well, they should be, because brand new they cost a lot of money. So you're saving a lot of money to get a lot better build quality than you would for like a regular Windows laptop at this kind of price. Now let's go to the webcams. Now the Surface gets an extra point here because it has both a front-facing and a rear-facing camera. So the rear-facing camera you can use to take pictures of stuff, maybe a document, and maybe you can sign on it, write on it, annotate on it, or just take photos of something that you want to cherish and put on a wallpaper or something. But that's an extra functionality that the MacBook does not have. So the front-facing camera on the Surface is okay. None of them are really good, but they'll take a picture of it and you can tell what it is, so it's okay. And also for the MacBook Pro, it's an okay cameras on both sides. So, but the Surface gets the extra point for having the rear-facing one. As to my performance, I've used these two laptops. I've used the same software on both of them. I mostly use them for music production, and for both of those two things, they work perfectly fine. They're both, I guess, as quick as each other in that sense. Also, because I'm not doing heavy workloads on them, but for what I'm using for writing documents, making little music, watching videos, overall the Mac feels slightly smoother and faster compared to the Surface. This might be because the Surface is getting hot and it's lowering down because of the heat, so I might need to try and fix that. But for now, the Mac is a lot smoother experience. But when talking about that smooth experience for Mac devices, depending on the year of the model you get, you may not get the latest macOS version. So for this one, I don't have the latest macOS version, so it's restricting me from downloading certain applications that require that version. That'll be my only note for the Mac. Get the later versions of the Mac to get the later versions of macOS, so you can use all the software without any issues. Now let's go into gaming. I've tried to game on the Surface. It wasn't a great experience. While we're on this game point, we could talk about the specs of each of them. For my Surface Pro, mine is spec'd with a Core i7 4650U processor, Intel Core processor. It has Intel HD Graphics 5000, 8 gigs of RAM, and 256 gigabytes of storage. This is good, very usable every day. It beats a Celeron, I guess. So you're not doing too bad for £200. The MacBook Pro that I have comes with a dual-core Core i5 processor and 8 gigabytes of RAM and I think 500 gigabytes of storage. So, and also the Intel HD 3000 graphics. So they're similar-ish performance-wise, but you're paying £100 less for the Mac that I got. So I say you pay £100 more, get the later version of the Mac, you get the latest software, and you probably get a better performance. So if you do price to price, the Mac wins. To finish off the gaming part, if you want to game on any devices, just use what I use, Geforce Now, NVIDIA Geforce Now, where you can basically play any game in your Steam or Epic Games library without actually relying on the components on your PC. So it will basically stream the game from another PC, so you can run all the games at higher settings and you'll have no lag. It does require you to have good connection. Now the final point is style. Which of these laptops look the best? In my opinion, the Surface edges out slightly because it's a little different compared to other laptops. It's not exactly the same. It has a little more, it's a little slimmer, it's a little sleeker. But if you maybe go for a new version of the Mac, you might get a little something thinner. And everyone has a Mac. In uni, everyone had a MacBook Pro, a MacBook something, and I'm the one with the Surface, so it felt a little better that way, a little more unique. So I might slightly give it the edge that way. But overall, they're both good devices for the price. I think my overall winner would be the Mac, but I'd just go for a later version of the MacBook Pro. You'll get the latest software, and that's my only gripe with it. Everything else works perfectly fine. You'll have an incredible experience, I assume. So thank you for watching the video. I hope this helped you out. Like, share, subscribe, comment on anything I missed out or could improve on. Thank you.